everybody, I'm Kimberly Turner from cookingwithkimberly.com, and I have my mom on the show today. It's Ingrid Turner.
Hello.
And we're baking up a storm. What else is new with Mom in the kitchen? We're always baking. Mom's a baker. She likes it. So today we're going to show you a really fantastic recipe. It's a traditional recipe in our family. It may not be a traditional Stollen per se, but this is Grandma Kasper's peach Stollen. Now, take it away. Tell us about it.
Well, Stollen are a German, Viennese kind of a dish, and that is by no means what I'm making. My mother called this Stollen, and that's the way I grew up, calling it Stollen. Essentially, it's a pie crust with fruit filling, only you have like long turnovers. But my brother-in-law was from Nova Scotia, and he didn't like saying Stollen, so he called it pie by the mile, and that kind of stuck with the family.
I think it's a very accurate description of what it is. It's like inside of it's like a whole tube of pie crust with whatever kind of fruit filling. And Grandma used to go to the farm, and I'd go into the kitchen when I was little, and Grandma would say, "I have something for you." She'd say, "Go check the window," and she'd always have it in the windowsill cooling off, like pie or whatever it was. But she always made this Stollen. She said, "I made this Stollen for you."
Yeah. With cherries or apples or peaches or whatever happened to be in season.
Yes, so this is very traditional to our family. It may not be a typical Stollen per se, but to us, that's what Grandma called it, and that's what we call it.
Right.
So, Mom, we made two pie crusts the other night extra. We made peach pie. Make sure you check out that recipe because it was ridiculously awesome. And we have two extra pie crusts that we just took out of the freezer to warm up a little bit, I guess. And we're getting our peaches prepared. So Mom has already peeled a couple of them, but we want to get the skin off of them. So you can't just peel it off. It's very difficult just to peel it off, and you're going to waste a lot of the beautiful flesh of the peach if you just start peeling. So what you do is you're going to boil it in some water. We have a small saucepan on the stove with about half full of water, and we're just bringing it up to a boil. You're going to throw the peaches in there for like 30 seconds. Then you're going to throw them into your sink or a large bowl with cooled water, and if you want, add ice to it, make it even colder. But it should just work easily like that. Yeah. That way, the skin just peels off like a dream. It's no big deal. You're not even worried about it. Now, we're using Freestone peaches today. You don't have to use Freestones, but we're using them today, and that just makes the pit come out really, really easily. So that's what we're doing. We have about 7 peaches that we're using. I don't know how much Mom's gonna make, but we'll see.
Yes, and we're just going to throw a few drops of verjus onto the ones that I've already sliced so they don't turn brown.
Now, verjus, if you don't know what that is, you may use lemon juice to do that. Now, verjus is acidic as well. It's the juice of the unripened Pinot Noir grape. And if you are trying to maintain a 100-mile diet, which means you're trying to eat everything that you eat comes from within a 100-mile radius, your meat, your veggies, and everything, then a lot of people don't have lemons growing here. We live in Canada. We don't have lemons here. There's no way, no how. So the verjus is a really nice substitute. Not only is it great for things like this, but you can use it in your salad dressings. You can use it in cocktails even. It's very, very tasty. But it works just as well, and that's what we're using today. So how much?
Just half a teaspoon.
Okay.
Just enough so that they don't turn brown.
Okay.
That's good. And I'm just thawing these pie crusts, so I'm going to put them up on a little wire rack so we get some air underneath them. So away we go. I'm going to throw these peaches in the water
as soon as it's boiling.
It's good.
Okay. So I'm just filling the sink with cold water now because this won't take but a minute or two. You're going to use a slotted spoon to scoop them out. If you don't have a slotted spoon, it's a great investment. Make sure you check out our store at shop.cookingwithkimberly.com for all needs like this.
Okay, I'm take them out now.
Okay, Mom's just taking them out. Easy peasy. Okay. Into the cold water.
Okay, so this one, the peeling came off as soon as I picked it up, so I'm just removing the flesh from the pit and slicing them into this cup. I like to slice them into a measuring cup so I know measurements because I'm not very good at keeping measurements handy.
I'm going to show you a really easy way to get the skin off in 2 pieces. You're going to cut around the circumference of the stone, and that skin, look at this, just pinches off just like that, in one whole piece. See how easy that is? So putting them in that boiling water, boy, does that ever help.
And then there's no waste of the meat of the flesh of the peach.
And they're already ready for Mom to just take off this stone.
Yes, these are very ripe, but they're still firm. Like they're not mushy by any means. They're so good. They come away from the stone so easily. It's really a pleasure.
That skin is just coming off like a dream.
I know. We had some peaches earlier in the season that were not quite ripe, and we thought we would use them without blanching them, but that was not a picnic.
This is true, and they weren't freestone. Even though they said it on the package, it wasn't actually freestones. So it was really a headache that day. We were not expecting all that drama, but we managed.
Yeah, we managed. Beautiful peaches. Wow. I love peaches. I love the color of them. I love peach jam. I like peach cobbler. I like peach pie. I like peach jam. Peach syrup.
Have you met a peach you don't like?
Never.
Okay, so we have about 4 cups of peaches. Okay.
Okay, I'm going to add to that 1 tablespoon of flour. I need that for rolling out. And about a tablespoon, maybe a little less, of tapioca.
Now that's the pearl tapioca? The quick cooking tapioca.
Quick cooking. And 1 tablespoon of cornstarch.
Now that's going to help it make a nice little sauce in there with those peaches. It's going to take care of a lot of the extra moisture that you don't want sogging out your pie, but it's going to also make it a nice, sauce sort of.
Yes, because it does create a fair amount of juice.
Peaches are very juicy fruit. Now
I'm going to take, I think, 3 tablespoons of brown sugar.
Now you could use plain white sugar if you want to, but today we just feel like using brown.
The last time we made something with fresh peaches, we used white sugar.
Yep.
Today we're using brown, just for change. You could use white easily. In fact, you could put honey in or whatever sweetener you like.
Agave even.
Yeah. Give that a little stir. And then, because I have the tapioca in there, I like to let it stand for at least 10 minutes so the tapioca can soften up, so that by the time it gets into the pie crust, it already is on its way to thickening.
Ooh, it looks so good.
I bet it's delicious too.
I love this stuff. Ooh, it's good with apples, and it's good with cherries, and it's good with, gosh, you could make any kind.
Yeah, good.
Haskap would be awesome.
Blueberries, great. There
we could have used our blackberries we picked yesterday.
Yes, but we ate them.
We did. That's what happens when you have fresh, tasty things.
Aside.
Okay, so Mom is going to roll out this crust. The crust is cool, and that's important. You don't want it to be too warm.
And it's a super hot day today. It's amazingly hot and humid today.
It's the end of summer. It's the dog days of summer.
I haven't spent a lot of time outside this year.
You and me both.
Usually I spend a lot of time outdoors, but boy, I'm telling you.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah. Aging is no reward for a life well lived.
Okay, our pie crust dough is defrosted enough that we can use it. You still want it to be cool because it has quite a bit of shortening in it, and you want to maintain that in there because that's what makes it so beautifully flaky and crunchy when you bite into it. So you want to minimally handle this.
Right. I remember from when we did the pie that this particular batch of dough was very moist. So I'm going to just give it a little extra flour by folding it over like that with flour on both sides.
Well, I think that Grandma Stollen anyway was a little bit drier.
Yeah, she
had crust on purpose. Like I think she beefed it up a little bit more with extra.
Extra because
flour.
they eat it like a hand pie. I guess that's what you call them.
You don't want it all falling apart in your hand.
Right. So here we go.
So Mom's just rolling it out, and we're gonna roll it into a rectangular shape. Not round today. Okay, so Mom has it in a nice rectangular pattern. I'd say it's 1 foot by about 1.5 feet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to preheat the oven to 425 degrees.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, I just floured the top of this a little bit. I'm going to throw a little bit of extra sugar on here.
Okay. You're using a good amount of bench flour as well.
Mm-hmm.
You could use brown sugar if you wanted to too at this point.
Yeah, anything you like really. Okay, so put some of this lovely peach mixture in here.
We'll probably use about half of it for this, and we're going to do another one just like it. So we'll have 2.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it looks like anyway.
Yeah.
Try to keep it, keep a lot of that excess juice out of there. It looks good, Mommy.
Mm-hmm. I think we're good.
Yep, you want to save enough for the next one.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
so
just have to wash my hands.
sure. While you do that, I'm going to show them this. So this is what it looks like. Trying to do my best without making it run everywhere. So you've got the peaches right in the center,
Mm-hmm.
and now you're going to roll it somewhat like a burrito.
A little bit like that, I guess. Just gonna put a little bit of water along the edge to make it stick.
I'd say this is even easier than a pie.
The trick is getting it from here onto the sheet.
Yes, well, we need some spatulas.
Okay, and over it comes this way.
So you're going to pinch them together at the top.
Yes, see what I've done here? I've created a little seam.
So instead of pinching it around the edges of your baking dish, you're pinching the top seam to keep everything in there.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to make a nice scallop pattern.
Grandma was never that fancy. She
She
had
just pinched it
11
all
people
together.
in the household to cook for. She wasn't worrying too much about artistic.
And then you're just going to fold over the edges somewhat like you would do a Christmas present when you're wrapping it.
Mm-hmm.
And pinch them together.
Mm-hmm. Hold on. I'm going to cut a little bit off here so we don't have a big chunk on the ends. And I'm going to point that. Okay, now once I get it onto the cookie sheet, I'm going to poke a few holes in it. But right now I'm not going to touch it.
Here, you go from one side and I'll go from the other. So we have a baking sheet. We're preheating the oven. The baking sheet has a silicone mat on it just to keep everything from...
I can do it.
Okay, so Mom's going to do it herself. Perfect. Now I can show it to you better. And Mom's going to get the second one prepared. And that's what it looks like. Pie by the mile before it's baked. Okay?
Grandma Kasper's Stollen.
Okay, so that's what I can't get it any further because you'll be blinded. But so that's what it looks like. There, Mom has a nice pinched, crimped top.
She used to make all different sizes. I guess for all the different sizes of kids, because I always got the ones that were about this long.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
we only just would get a slice. You wouldn't get that whole thing yourself. Are you kidding me? I'm the 27th grandchild, the
Yeah.
youngest. Everyone wanted pie by the mile, including all the aunts and uncles and everybody else that was over.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the
Now
second.
it might leach out a bit, but that even makes it tastier.
So we're just going to rinse and repeat that with a second one.
Mhm.
You want to put your bench flour?
I'm going to combine this leftover
Yep.
stuff with it
And you'll see us when they're both ready.
when they're ready to go into the oven. Okay.
Okay, so Mom's got them both ready. They look gorgeous. She's poked them with little holes. Now what?
I'm going to brush them with a little bit of milk.
Okay.
That's not necessary, but it does make it look prettier.
That's how your mom did it.
Yeah, she used to do that.
It's just going to make it brown up nicely.
Yeah. You'll notice I'm not really putting it on the seam because that tends to burn anyway a little bit.
So you're just basting it on each side with milk.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't have one of these handy dandy brushes, man, make sure that you get to our store, shop.cookingwithkimberly.com. We use these every day. We must have 8 of them
Well,
all the time, just going.
They're so much better because they're silicone and you can really scrub them and wash them. With the bristles, the natural bristles, it's really difficult.
And then I feel like germs stay in that the top there. I don't like that.
And now I'm sprinkling some sugar on here. If you have really coarse sugar, that's so much the better. That's great because it really sparkles up. And most of the time, some of the filling leaches out, and that's okay too.
That's the beauty of baking at home. That's how you know it's home baked.
Oh, my brothers used to love this.
We haven't made this in a long time, Mom. It's been a while.
And all the grandkids, they love these things.
Yep. What's not to love?
I know. Aunt Rose didn't make many of this though, because she was more for the perfect looking little pies.
Oh, she liked very frou things.
Very perfect.
Very precise with her baking. Okay, the oven is preheated to 425 degrees, and how long are we going for?
We're going to start with 15 minutes.
Take a look at them at 15? All right, that's on convection, 425. Yes. Well, it seems like Mom's right, because they're done 15 minutes flat. And don't they look beautiful? Oh. So these guys need to sit and completely cool before you try and cut them open, because they're just going to fall apart everywhere, and you're going to be really mad. So we're going to let these guys cool. They're so pretty. My goodness, Mom.
They are. They're
good
beautiful.
job, kid. Look at that. I got to show them again. Look at how pretty that is. Pie by the mile. That's how you do it. So you're going to see us eat this, I guess, a little while later. Okay, this has been sitting here for maybe 15 minutes. It's just cool enough now that we're feeling a little more comfortable with transferring it. You want it to finish cooling, you want to put it on a cooling rack if at all possible. So I'm going to be ever so gentle. You're going to use both spatulas because that sure is a help. Boy, look at your pie by the mile. It's so awesome. Ooh. It should release easily from your silicone mat. If you don't have a silicone mat, then go on and use some parchment paper. Look at that, easy peasy. Just let it cool a little while before you do that.
Look at those.
Gorgeous, Mom.
Oh, they're gonna be so good.
Grandma would be so proud of us.
I can't wait. I'm looking forward to dessert already.
Now we still can't cut them. It has to finish cooling off. We're just gonna put them to the side and we're gonna make dinner.
Dinner.
Well, dinner was awesome.
Yes, it was.
And we are ready for dessert. Make sure you check out our recipe for how to cook spaghetti and meatballs with tomato sauce. Very simple and classic recipe, but ever so tasty. Nice and hearty. Good dinner we had.
Yes, we did.
So now we're ready for this pie by the mile. Grandma Kasper's peach Stollen. And Mom's gonna do the honors.
Okay.
Turned out perfect. Look at how perfect that is. So you can walk around with this and eat it. It's pie. It's unbelievable, amazing. Look at how beautiful the peaches are. It all cooled off nicely, Mom. And it's all staying in place. It's gorgeous. So someone in the house really likes pie crust, so we're gonna give that to them. And Mom's gonna cut this one for us. Here we go. Make sure you have your coffee and tea ready.
Yes.
Yeah? Is that right? Boy, look at that.
This is delicious. So peachy.
Grandma would be proud.
Those peaches are so nice and firm. You don't have a whole bunch of mush, but you do have the juice has gelled up for us.
But it's nice and fleshy. The peaches are nice and meaty.
Really good.
Like you have to bite it apart.
And we didn't distort the flavor by adding cinnamon or any other spices or vanilla, because we're all crazy about peaches and I wanted to get that full flavor of peaches.
And you did.
The only thing I did different was to use some brown sugar with it.
So that's okay.
Well worth it.
Mom. Beautiful. As you can see, the pastry crust is extra flaky and just falls apart, melts in your mouth. It's awesome. Oh, Mom, you outdid yourself.
It's really delicious.
We put forks out, but you don't really need it.
We're gonna use our hands today.
You don't need it. Absolutely awesome. That's how you do it. That's how we do Grandma Kasper's version of peach stollen. You're gonna love it. It wasn't hard to do. Very simple recipe.
Not at all.
Lovely. And with the pie by the mile, you can feed 8, 9 people easily. 10, 12.
And we can freeze it.
Can you?
Like if we wanted to freeze that big one, we could do that easily.
No kidding. I didn't know that.
Grandma used to freeze hers all the time.
I'm shocked.
Who
knew?
She did it before she baked them, and she did it after.
So it works either way. There you go. Very versatile recipe. You don't have to use peaches. You can use apples. You can use cherries. You can use pears. You can use whatever. Plums, nectarines. You name it.
Sweet cherries, black cherries,
Blueberries, blackberries,
for sure.
Anything.
Raspberries.
Pascaps. Unbelievable. Great recipe, Mom. And that's just how I remember Grandma doing it. Go to the window, sweetheart, and go see what I have for you.
Something for you, my darling.
I made bun just for you.
Mama's so sweet.
Anyhow, that's how you do it. Make sure you check out Mom's website at ingridturnertoday.com. Follow me on Twitter at Cooking with Kim, E with a capital E. Like the fan page at facebook.com/cookingwithkimberly. My shows are on ifood.tv/cookingwithkimberly and youtube.com/cookingwithkimberly. And catch me on your television on Roku. My website is cookingwithkimberly.com. Come subscribe and let us know what's going down in your culinary world. Be a champion in your kitchen and eat deliciously. Bye.
Bye-bye.